let's get started. Take out your homework and let's take this quiz. Are there any questions on the projects? Take out your homework. And let's take these quizzes. I think that you need to be consistent. I think that's the most important part of it. If you're going to have a relaxed atmosphere or if you're going to be very, very strict, you need to be consistent with every student. If you're not, then you sort of lose some of the respect of the students, and that's where you can sort of get into difficulty. So I think you create the rules, but you need to be consistent with all of them. Who was forced to retreat in Taiwan? Circle the best answer. And 4, describe the role played by the United States in the Civil War in China. And I want you to give me about 2 sentences in that, okay? Make sure you focus on China. Make sure you focus on China. So go ahead. As always, keep your eyes on your own paper. If I see you cheating, I'll rip it up and laugh in your face. And you'll get a 0. Go ahead. I believe in having very, very few rules, but that they know what those rules are, instead of continuously creating more and more and more rules for scenarios.
He's a very laid-back guy, and his classroom rules are basic rules. No talking while someone else is. Raise your hand if you want to talk. Sometimes we'll go to, like if the quiz we took today, he'll let us group answer it in case, maybe someone doesn't want to, and maybe no one's answering, so the whole group can kind of answer so no one's really embarrassed.
My rules are respect for each other, showing up on time, giving your best effort in everything. So they're a little more general, but I can be consistent with them, and also they're rules that the students will remember. Let's keep it down, please. Dave, you done? Turn over your quiz. One of the bigger issues with my students is cheating. I'm constantly watching them when they're taking quizzes and tests. I was closely watching certain students and watching the class as a whole. I let them know in a joking manner. I tell them that if I see them cheating, I'll rip up their test. With essays being online, it's very, very difficult to control plagiarism and cheating. So I think there are certain programs that I use. There is a website that I've used a couple of times that allows students to submit their papers, and it checks for plagiarism. I sometimes Google certain quotes and see if they've plagiarized, and I've caught many students. One thing that new teachers should know about that issue is that you're more slick than your students are. And if you think about it, you probably can come up with any way that they would cheat. And many times they get caught. Do I catch every student? No. But I try to catch as many students as I can. Okay. Let's have the front row pass your quizzes to the back row to the front row to the back row to the front row. Question number 1. Although Mao Zedong won the hearts of the Chinese peasants, he failed to win American support because C, because he was a communist. Let's raise our hands, please. Can't hear you all at once. 2, the failure of Chiang Kai-shek's forces. I try to really create a very fast-paced, dynamic, changing class to keep the kids awake. My voice changes from high-pitch to low-pitch to sort of keep them interested in the class. So we have Greece. So David Robinson, you're pretty vocal today. Why is Greece? Why would Truman care if Greece becomes communist? What could happen? War could happen, good. It could spread, right? It could spread into Europe. Truman sees this as a direct threat. Okay, he sees this as a direct threat on democracy, on democratic Greece. What we're going to do is we're going to break up into partners. So let's have the front row. You're going to partner up with the back row. So you guys partner up, and let's have you two, you two, you two, you two, you two, you two, and you two partner up. Perfect. Okay. So just turn your desks and partner up. I also make sure that I have different activities. For example, I had lecture, and then I had a quiz. I had a group activity. And so the class is constantly changing, so the students' attention span is constantly changing.
Well, you said they're large and important, so.
What do you mean large? Size-wise, they're large?
They had powers like across
armies that were
Okay, so politically powerful, and also what else?
They had lots of territories, didn't they? Some.
Yeah, they do. Definitely. There's another aspect, political as well as economically they're powerful. Okay. So clarify your large and in charge right there. Starting in September, they're going to create their impression of you in the first week or two. And you need to create this image that you're the teacher and they're the students. You're not their friend. You care about them, certainly, but that you are an authority figure. And I think that sometimes we go into education, and certainly I did as well, is that you come into it, I want to help kids, and so you create this sort of friend personality, and that's where you get into trouble, particularly with any sort of high school student, is that they sort of see that as a sign of weakness, and they can really take advantage of you. I try to get them involved in sort of the process of developing rules, why certain rules are important, and therefore I think that they're going to respect them a little more. But I also think that if you respect your students and you treat them like adults, especially juniors and seniors, if you can treat them like adults, then they're going to be a little more respectful to you.